What's up, Internet? We are here once again with CoolBoy 401 Real Game as we tackle numbers 291 through 295, I believe is where we're at. We're getting really far into this multi-card. Getting excited because we're close to the end, but still so far away. 291, common. Oh, I know what this is. This is Masked Ninja Hanamaru. And you would know this game as Yo Noid, because Domino's Pizza's mascot decided to be in a game that was Masked Ninja Hanamaru. Now, if you know my love of importing games, you're probably familiar with a little lovely title called Waganland. This game is basically a modified version of Waganland. That takes away the edutainment, but keeps this and adds land that bobs up and down underwater to, I guess, try and simulate waves, but it does it backwards, so it's a little weird. And yes, you can drown in that, so let's not do that. But if you wanted to play this, go play Yo Noid, and you get basically the same experience, but your character's going to be a lot less cool. I'll take that. Now, you can hit the bigger scrolls to get bonuses and stuff, but ideally you just want to collect everything for the boss fights. But I will do that here. There, we collected a, what is it, a ninja spell or whatever. I don't know how to use it though. I guess that's our mission right now. Figure out how to use ninja spells. Let's go. A, up B, and B. Nope, select. Start. Ah, it's down in B because that's simple enough. There, he died. I'd like to get to a boss fight, but like Waganland, you have 1 health, so it's kind of annoying. But unlike Waganland, you can actually kill things. So it's like Waganland if you get the Super Waganizer. And without the edutainment aspect of it, it's actually kind of playable if you can't read Japanese. Because that was the problem with the Waganland games, is they were entirely in Japanese, and they required a lot of reading comprehension. Ah, I want to play that again, because honestly that was fun. If you run out of continues, you have to start the game over. There's a great episode of this on Game Center CX, so I'm actually quite familiar with this game. I've played it once or twice, but never got really far because I don't know, this just doesn't seem all that interesting to me. Now the number 2 we just picked up will be useful for boss fights, as are these little tiny scrolls, if I can ever show you how to use them. But the bigger ones, stupid fish, are for combat. Let's go! If I get to a second continue, I think I'm probably just gonna move on. Okay, so it's down B to use ninja magic. Worth remembering that. Grab number 2, because we need that. Grab the little scroll here for boss fights. Now, if I recall, the English Yo Noid was about, like, eating more pizza than your opponent or something. And I think it was like an active challenge. Here, it's actually kind of a mathematics challenge, sort of. But it's, like, very basic. Your enemy picks a number, you pick a number, whoever has the bigger number wins, and then the difference is how much damage one does to the other. Is in short what that is. And then like the 2 is like a multiplicative thing, so your overall damage does twice as much. Oh yeah, and no checkpoints. And you're on a time limit, of course, so you can't really stop and analyze what you're doing or try and sit there and find the best time or pattern or anything. You just have to keep going. And it kind of becomes just a trial of memorizing where stuff is. Jump here. Okay, so there's a second fish here. Not gonna drown today. I'll grab that. Jump here. Grab that. Grab that. Whoa, okay, Mr. Fish. Let's not get too eager over here. The problem is, I don't remember where that fish enemy came from that attacked me. I think it was right about here. Yeah. Alright, I think that's the end. Alright. So now we gotta fight a guy with math. So he picks number 2, which means that we have to do a 2 to get a blank, but I think we can do a little better. So I'll use it 2 times on a 3 and get a 6, which means he'll take 4 damage. It's a little bit easier to understand than the Shikitori nonsense of Wagenland. So he's got a 2, huh? Yeah, we'll use a 3. We'll do 1 damage. Problem is, if he gets one of his higher tier number ones, like I think he's got a 5 in there, yeah, we don't want him to pick that, because we're definitely taking damage if he does that. But we definitely want to do damage to him, so we kind of have to sit here and, you know, time out what we want to do. Now, as you get further on in the game and you collect more scrolls and stuff, you get higher numbered stuff, if I recall as well. So he's got 1, we can do 2 damage to him with this. Now he just needs to do 2 more damage. And we can't do anything but take damage here. So we'll just pick a 1. And he'll do 4 damage to us. Not good. He's got a 3. There's not much we can do about that. We can take a 0. But I just got recovery. Hopefully won't pull a 4 or a 3. Alright, you pulled a 1. We can finish this fight off right here, right now, with our remaining 3. And he's done. Now, we hardly did perfectly. And I think you do get like a bonus if you get a perfect finish where you take 0 damage. But still, you know, we beat this level. And I think we got an extra life. Not that I really care that much. But now we're in an ice level, which does in fact have ice physics. And that's Masked Ninja Hanamaru, or Yo-Noid in Japan. Or Wagenland with all the edutainment sucked out. Any of those things is pretty much accurate. Okay. So next we have Pikachu, which I think is just Tenjin Tetris. I think that's what this is. Some version of Tetris with Pikachu. In case you couldn't tell, this is an unofficial thing. I don't think there was a Pikachu licensed NES game back in, you know, whenever this came out. Or at least whenever the Famicom came out, which was largely before this cartridge ever came out, I'm sure. I can't drop that any faster, that sucks. Oh, he's so happy! I want to put that there, I think. Put that there. Drop that there. Put 2 more layers. I mean, it's Tetris. I feel like I should say something, but I don't know what to because it's Tetris. You should know what this is. If not, I've got to review the old Game Boy one up. This was a game that sold consoles, or rather the handhelds. I believe this is the Tenjin version, which a lot of people consider to be superior to the proper Nintendo version. Although I'm not exactly a Tetris expert. This might not be that version. I know there's a Tenjin version of Tetris on the Genesis that was even less official than anything else they did. And, you know, Tenjin was a fairly unofficial company. They were like a branch of Atari back in the day that released basically pirate nonsense. It wasn't pirate stuff, but it wasn't really on the up and up. On the Nintendo, certainly. But on the Genesis, they had a version of Tetris that was like ridiculously rare. I think it only existed in a prototype phase. And it somehow got released into North America. But they like tweaked the... They tweaked the credits so it was now developed by Dr. Pepper Software, if I recall correctly, which seems strange, but that's kind of like the indicative pirate game experience right there. It's like very little of this is actually, you know, something that should be taken at face value. And you know, from a scholarly standpoint, I think that's kind of part of the fun. Is just seeing the kind of crazy stuff they tried to pull and, like, you know, what they did actually get away with. And that's part of why I do this, you know? You gotta see what they did, and it's fascinating. And certainly part of it's, you know, just the understanding that stuff like this existed in a place where official stuff didn't. So this is what they had, because it was this where you had nothing. Alright, anyway, this is Tetris with Pikachu because reasons. But that's just a sprite hack of an existing game. Not a bad game, mind you, but it's not a game I'm terribly interested in. I'm not the biggest Tetris fan ever. I'm kind of Tetris cursed. I've ordered like 80 million different versions of Tetris. And with the exception of my Game Boy one, which I bought in person, they've all disappeared before I could ever play them. Next is Pyramid. Oh, I think I know what this is. Yeah, I know what this is. Oh god, it's Pyramids. So, we went from one hack of... Well, that was interesting. Okay, so you... Huh. I pressed the A button and it reset because reasons. That makes sense. That's a quality-made game anyway. But this is like the most inept clone of Tetris ever. Basically, it's Tetris, but using things that have angles. And if you thought, you know, that doesn't really work, congratulations, you're a normal person who thinks about things in a logical manner. Because, fun fact, Pyramids doesn't work. And yet, here we are. That's not to say you can't, you know, play it with some degree of competency, but it's just... it's bad. Like, what am I supposed to do with that? That entire line is dead. And there's no way to, like, slip in a triangle piece that would fit into the thing on the right. That is Pyramids. It's Pyramids... yes, Pyramids. It's Pyramids. No. It's Tetris made by really inept people who don't understand how to make sensible games. I've heard people call this, like, one of the worst NES games, and I kind of understand that. It's not fun, is the short version of it. Alright. So, we next move on to number 194, Volleyball, which is proper Nintendo brand Volleyball, which uses the same music as like Excitebike and stuff. Because lots of early NES games from Nintendo used the same music and stuff. I don't know why. For some reason I'm controlling two characters at once. Sure. That makes sense. Oh, now I'm controlling three people. Oh, now I'm controlling every character at once. So this game controls weird. You know, that's one thing I dislike about sports games, is constantly, like, swapping all your characters because you're responsible for, like, all of them. Even though they only let you ever, like, directly control one person. And, like, the moment they swap you, it's kind of confusing. I hate that crap. And that is, like, what this game is, except now you have to control everyone in the same formation. Because AI characters are just impossible to program. Even though they've done it quite competently with our opponents. Yes, I've had my fill of this already. Volleyball. Ain't it a thing? Can I go back and play Masked Ninja Hanamaru again? Or, like, anything else we've played? I might almost even want to play Pyramids over that. Okay, next is Goonies. Which I do believe is Goonies 2. Because there were 2 Goonies games. One that was released only in Japan as a prequel to the movies. And like the NES one, which was like a sequel, I think. Also, you can hear the Cyndi Lauper song in the background, which is kind of a neat touch. If you're into Cyndi Lauper and the Goonies. And presumably if you're into Goonies, I'm guessing you're probably interested in Cyndi Lauper. Kick. Haha. Alright, we got a key. Now, what's interesting is, I believe this is a Konami game. And that would make the protagonist of the movie, Mikey, our player character here, a Konami character, sort of. And they took advantage of this, because when Konami made the massive Konami crossover games, the YY World games on the Famicom, which I really want to get a hold of, but they're kind of pricey, they decided to make him one of the playable characters, which is really weird, but I guess they legally could because it was only available in Japan. Yeah, I think this might be the Japanese one, because I've got the English Goonies game, and if I recall, it was different than this one. That said, it's been a long time since I've played that, so I might be completely wrong. All I honestly remember about the Goonies was that there was a scene with a giant squid that they mentioned that got removed from the movie, and they kept the line in, so it makes no sense. That's what I remember about the Goonies. And there's an episode of Bob's Burgers that's, like, dedicated to Goonie references. It was a good episode, too. And they got Cyndi Lauper to do a song for them, too, which was cool. You're welcome. Kick. I think I have all the doors open, which means I should, in theory, be able to move on. Assuming I understand how this game works, but that's a bit of a stretch. Like I said, this is a little different than the Goonies game I've got, which is kind of a non-linear platformer. What is that even? Okay, I've got the keys. Oh, I just have to mush my face into the spikes. That's sensible. Yeah, you see spikes, you just gotta mash your face into it. Okay, so what's the giant angry skull? Okay. Sure, we'll just add teleporters, I guess? Or is this like a every stage now has a front and back sort of motif to it? If that's the case, we need to go this way and get a thing. Is my character now wearing a hat? It looks like it. It's like wearing Mickey Mouse here. Okay. Yeah, this is the Japanese version because kitsunes happen for some reason. Crazy Red, you keep following me into every other game I play. Alright, on take that. Alright, I'll take this teleporter. That's not at all terrifying. Run, 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 run. Kick. Jump kick. Okay, we gotta get over there. Now, I'm just spitballing, but I'm betting I don't want to go and fall down that hole. So let's not do that. Feels like that little area would be special for something. Slingshot! Hell yeah. Ranged attacks. No more kicking nonsense for me. Boop. Rodentia, give me explosive devices. Boop. Health potion. Oh no. Another health potion. Pew! I'm terrified. Let's see what's down the hole. Death. Alas, the Goonies would never Goonie again. There would never be a Goonies 2. Quest for the Toonies. Alright, so that was Goonies. The one we didn't get in North America, from what I remember. And the copious amount of Japanese that they seem to shout at me seems to agree. Alright, so that's done. That's number 91 through 95. Would I recommend it based on these 5 games? No. I mean, Masked Ninja Hanamaru, that's entirely playable if you don't understand Japanese, and it's fun. Pikachu is a sprite hack of Tetris, which is fun, but Pyramids is god-awful, and Volleyball isn't that enjoyable either. Goonies is okay. So I'm kind of 50-50 on this, but I'm not going to recommend it because Pyramid is just that bad. But join me next time. We'll take a look at Gyrus. Okay, I can play Gyrus. That's pretty awesome. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. And if you did, subscribe to the show to see more, because we do this every single week. You might also want to check out the PayPal or Patreon and support the show any way you can so that I can continue to do this to the best of my abilities. Plus, you get yourself on the Discord where we can talk about how cool Masked Ninja Hanamaru and Wagyanland is, because let's just be honest, they're pretty awesome. And also Famicom Cyndi Lauper. I wonder if she ever got royalties for that. Also maybe royalties for Cyndi Lauper music, because reasons. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Peace out, Internet.